In today's video, we're going to talk about why they ghosted you and what it says about them, not you. Now, getting ghosted, it's something everybody puts a different meaning to. But those of us that have been living in lack in our relationships, we tend to put a lot more importance on said event being ghosted and the meaning we put behind it. What we end up doing is we create an identity of not feeling good enough for that person or anyone else. So when you're talking to someone you're trying to create a relationship with that you find very attractive and they end up ghosting you, you end up being very hard on yourself and thinking of what could I have done better? Or what did I do wrong? Why does this person not like me? What is wrong with my physical appearance? What could I do better? And why do we go to work in our mind on all of those things I just mentioned? Because of our attachment of the result, our attachment to how we would feel if that person stuck around in our life, made us feel good, made us feel good looking, made us feel like we are somebody that could attract the level of person you're talking to. And when they end up going aloof on you or needing space, sometimes somebody who has a lot of attachment problems takes it personally. But you also need to know the difference between a person needing some space and a person just being hurtful or just wanting to play games, right? There are two different types of individuals. There are some that just need space, and like us here on the channel, building a stronger character, we are building somebody who becomes more knowledgeable in the field of knowing what is good and what is wrong for you, and you will gain the strength of knowing when to set boundaries. So if somebody is setting boundaries with you on the opposite end, there needs to be a level of acceptance there and relinquishing any amount of control that you think this person owes you this or that. There has to be a letting go of, and that will actually ease a lot of that tension and resistance you are putting on this person. So you're allowing them to be free to be themselves. And if they want to talk to you every day, good. If they want to talk to you every second day, good. If they want to talk to you every third, fourth, or only on the weekends, good. Because when I help you shift your energy, you become someone that the happiness, the love, the peace is self-fulfilled, is no longer on the outside. So let's say, for example, there is someone in your life that gave you a lot of attention, spoke to you every day, made you feel awesome, made you feel attractive, made you feel like, oh my God, I could not imagine myself speaking to this person, but they talk to me now, and you're all excited, right? You're really attached to the outcome. You're really what we call in this field go unconscious, right? Unconscious in this relationship, this potential date or getting to sleep with them, whatever the case may be. And then you get really attached and you start hinting that you'd like to take them out, hinting you'd like to have a sit down meal or more in person chats, right? Because a lot of this stuff, we live in a digital age. So a lot of our communication 90% of it is done through our cell phones on social media apps. So, really, you can't really get a full gauge or judgment on the other person's mannerism, their facial expressions, their vibe, I like to call it, their vibration. Are they looking to hurt you? Or are they just, you know what I mean, setting their own boundaries? So, what you need to be aware of is your own mind and what it makes you feel like sometimes. So, back to this story, this person's making you feel great, attractive, you're ready to take the next step. You start complimenting them here and there through the texting. There's the first part right there, complimenting through the texting. If you don't have an in person relationship with this person, why are you complimenting them with texts on a screen where they can't even see you, your facial expression, who you are being? Are you being authentic or are you just trying to get into their pants? Right? There's the error number one, complimenting them to want them to validate your compliment and, you know what I mean, accept it and give you what you want in return. What those compliments will end up doing is pushing the person away from you. If you don't have any type of in person contact with this person. And then number two, you are trying to set up a date and they keep blowing you off. And they keep talking to you here and there, but very cold behavior. Your mistake is to keep going with this chatting with them because it may just be you that's interested. So bring an awareness to it may hurt that this person don't want to go forward, but you need to bring the energy back to self and detach. And what it says about the other person is not that they're complete garbage to be with. It's that every human being in existence has programming. And it's all attached to our past life moments growing up, relationships with parents, relationships with our peers as children, growing up, high school, adulthood, everything leading up to now. So, this person, if you're talking to them on dating apps or Facebook or Snapchat, they may have a lot of really bad experiences with other men or women. And they're very protective of their energy, as should you be. But it doesn't mean to be aloof, mean, not open. It's to wait for the right opportunity to open yourself up to somebody. And I understand sometimes we open ourselves up to somebody to only get hurt in the end, but it is inevitable when you take a chance on a relationship with somebody. You're putting yourself out there. You're feeling like they're putting themselves out there. There should be equal effort, right? And when these compliments and stuff, going back to the compliment thing, like texting them they're hot, texting them they have a nice body, texting them, I'd really like to do this or that with you, that's putting pressure on the other party. Stuff like that, you shouldn't be texting. It should be more of an in-person interaction. So think of you complimenting them and them going aloof or ghost on you. And then think about what you just did. You put pressure on them to validate your compliment and to want to compliment and compliment you in return or whatever it is that you expected. Why are you depressed because they ghosted you? Because of the attachment you put on that compliment you gave them. So it's all about switching the perspective to looking at it from the outside. You are the conscious observer, observing your behavior with somebody else. You are not going unconscious here like most of us do with people we are extremely attracted to. When you become the observer, you learn to let go of each little thing that used to bother you, right? When you build the new character, you no longer get manipulated or caught up in these moments of creating these relationships with people. So let's say they're being rude to you or texting you in return, like after you've complimented them, telling you off or telling you, and you kind of let it slide. You think they're just joking, and really they're just being really mean. So if that made you feel a certain way, but you kept going in another way, thinking that, you know what I mean? That's a sign of who they are being with you. It could have to do with the way that they are with everyone in their current life. And they expect to be that way with you if you allow it. Now, they want to walk away because you've complimented them, shown interest, shown that you're attracted to them, shown that you would be interested in dating or moving to the next step. And they want to go aloof and not reply back for a little bit. What you need to do next is detach. Detachment. You know what that shows them? That shows them that you don't need them. And you don't have to show your life on social media to get back at them. You need to let go of any particular outcome with this person, because outcomes create sadness and depression and feeling unworthy. And when you let go, you bring your energy back to self and do things that are good for you. Find different hobbies, whether it's reading, exercise, outdoor activity with an animal, outdoor activity by yourself. Just being out in nature, feeling connected to everything. You don't need connection with this person. Focus that energy on yourself and find peace again. You will find love again. I know you will. I'm telling you, if this person is meant to stick around and you give them 3 or 4, 5, 7, 9 days off, if they're meant to come back, they will come back. Because detachment, what it will do to the other party, they will sense a non-neediness. They will sense you don't need them anymore. You're not being mean, though. Don't feel like you're a bad person. Don't let that empath side of us manipulate us to send them that extra text. There are no extra texts. If you want to, try it. But from personal experience, it don't work. You're just going to get left on red again. You're just going to get left on not seen. And it's going to make you feel like you're unattractive. You're not good looking. You're not worthy or capable of somebody that looks like this. When really that's not true. Really, that's our mind attached to the past story. And what this person is doing is reflecting to us that past story that we kept telling ourselves and stuck in that revolving circle. And how you become someone who is better than the person who is stuck in that revolving circle is to become the observer, observe that program, no longer place importance on people on the outside of you, and just be kind for the sake of doing it. Just be creative, loving with your own life because of who you are being, not thinking and needing to analyze your way to winning in this relationship. You become someone who is attractive enough for that person. And when you don't project energy of needing them and detach and do your own thing for a week, a month, a year, it don't matter, because that person is not the make or break of your greatness, right? That is the theme on the channel. We are greatness. We are living within our own bodies. But we are letting go of the old story. And it's very difficult to do. I'm not saying you flick a button and do it. I'm saying that there is a way to map out your greatness, to get on this level, to transcend the old self. And on a lot of past videos, I mentioned that a shifting of energy comes from being still. It comes from being within your own energy for a period of time in the morning or the evenings. Some will call it meditation. Some will call it just being in your own space. And when you take time to be in this flow state, that is non-dependent on anything outside of you. You will still be loving and caring to those that matter. You will still make time for those that matter. You will still make time to do things you love. But this bringing of the energy back into your heart, back into your body, feeling the energy through all of your energetic chakras, you create someone who is connected to the universe and everything in it. And you no longer place judgment or hate or ill will towards somebody who wants some space for themselves. You no longer place importance on an attractive woman or man that doesn't want to talk to you for a week, because they're doing you a favor. You just don't need that in this particular week. They don't need you. You don't need them. How great would it feel to reconcile with a person months later after showing each other you don't need each other, but then they came back because you were the last one to reach out or whatever it is, There's always this reach out game, right? Because we're living in a technology-driven world where, if they didn't get back to my last message, I've been ghosted, right? What it says about them is not that they're a complete poisonous garbage person to be with. What it says is they've got some programming, and so do you. And find some peace there. And if they're really meant to stick around and you detach from it, the law of attraction will bring them back to you. But we don't do this to manipulate them into our lives, to fulfill a hole, a void. Because that is creating a means to an end. And once you have reached that end, you're still going to be depressed. So try that next time. All you single men or women that are dealing with this stuff, try it. Find something you love. You see me out here recording videos, I'm doing something I love. You see me on my drum channel recording drum covers, I'm doing something I love. You see me in the gym training other people, those who know me from my local community, I am doing something I love, right? I'm not placing importance on stuff from outside of me, on social media, on how quick I grow. I'm living too present in my body now to allow myself to be manipulated by the program. I've become the observer, and now I teach others how to do the same. So I thank you for watching this one, and we will see you on the next video.